All right, ladies and gentlemen, PACWEST basketball fans, here we are live, just getting ready for the start of our men's game tonight between the Langara College Falcons and the Columbia Bible College Bearcats. After yesterday's exciting 83-80 win for Langara, I'm joined now by assistant coach Chris Schneller. So, Coach, what were your reactions and thoughts about yesterday's game?
Wow, it's a big question. There was a lot of thoughts, and at the same time, there was not a lot of thoughts. It was a battle to the end. I think CBC showed tremendous effort on the offensive glass. They really forced us to defend the three early, and they gave one heck of a battle. I think from our point, I would say that there was some guys that really stepped up, like Owen.
Hadn't hit a shot all game, hits 4 threes in the fourth quarter.
I know. Looking at that in the stat sheet afterwards was like just exactly what we needed at the exact right time. So hopefully we can continue that today.
Okay, so back-to-back, always tough,
Yep.
right? Always tough for a lot of reasons, but a lot of time the winning team, it's harder because you got to make sure that you don't take the bad habits even though you won from the game. So game plan-wise, what are one or two keys you guys need to do today?
Well, we preached it before the game yesterday about rebounding, but I think our technique for the rebounds is going to have to change.
Okay.
I think we're not going to have to just rely on back to the basket, sort of rebounding a body that comes in. We're going to have to go find the bodies early and meet them before they get into the key. Because, watching the tape this morning, it was clear that we talked about it, but we still didn't execute to the level we need.
Okay, now lastly, you forced a ton of turnovers yesterday. CBC had a huge turnover factor, which is, I think, why you won the game. So anything you can do differently, more aggressively in terms of pressure?
I think the places where we pressure has to change. We can't do it as erratic. We got to kind of pick our spots a little bit more selectively and limit the three-point shots that they were shooting from maybe our over-aggressiveness at times.
You watch the NBA?
I do.
Right? You ever watch NBA like 5-10 years ago? You
Sure,
probably did.
absolutely.
Okay, so you know who Craig Sager is?
Yep.
All right. So he has always has to ask stupid questions
Okay.
of the head coach or assistant coach,
Yep.
right? How did I do? Did I
Oh,
channel my inner Craig Sager? Were the questions bad enough? What do you
Okay.
think?
Okay.
Were they good or were they
these
bad?
These were awesome
Oh,
questions,
you're so
Coach.
full of it. But thank you for
No.
pumping me up. I appreciate it.
I re-listened I rewatched the game yesterday, and it was a real treat to have you commentate, and it always is. So thank you for doing what
and
you're
I
doing.
didn't pay him to say that at all. He actually said that of his own free will.
He is.
That's how dumb he is. Mr. Schneller, good luck tonight.
It's a pleasure.
All
Thanks,
right.
Coach.
Hi, that was Chris Schneller, assistant coach for the Langara College Falcons. Just before I put the mic down for the broadcast, I'll just quickly let you know what happened last night. As we said, it was 83-80 for Langara. CBC led by 10 or 11 points for much of the second half, but late in that fourth quarter, Owen Jones hits 4 threes to bring his team back. Scorers yesterday, pretty balanced scoring for both teams. 16 for Spencer Dodozda, but he also ripped down 14 boards. 13 points and 16 boards for Damian Coleman Jr. 12 points for Ed Assery. 9 points for Seth McKenzie. And then off the bench for 10 points was Clive Adams. Also, Levi Van Egdom hit 3 threes for 9 points and had 7 points. For your Falcons, your leading scorer, again, very balanced. Moise Athaya had 15 at half. The CBC held him to 1 in the second half, 16 points. 12 points for 3 Falcons, Owen Jones, Rohan Saul, Dominique Bakutuka. 10 points for Roy Sargent, 8 points for Josh Kagandi. Very balanced. Rebounding, huge edge. 62-40 for the Bearcats. But conversely, turnovers, 28-16, 28 by the Bearcats, which I think was the difference in Langara pulling out that win. Shooting-wise, both teams shot the ball not very well. 37% the field from CBC with 25% on 3 and only 53% of their free throws. Langara was actually worse. 32% from the field, 29% from 3. They did shoot a little better from the free throw line at 63%. Okay, I'll turn it over for the announcements of the starting lineups, and we'll be back shortly. All right, you heard the starting lineups. You've heard the pregame. We know what a close, entertaining game it was yesterday, and I expect we're going to see the same again. Also with a very high level of intensity. Okay. Here we go as Abdullahi gets onto the floor. Here comes the tip. One by Dedoza, stole by Roy Sargent. He's going to take it to the hoop, and he finishes and has a shot at a three-point play. Couldn't ask for a better start there as Sargent, very smart, jumped in front of that tip back by Dedoza, went hard to the hoop, and was fouled by Clive Adams. And as a coach, man, you're not going to be very happy with that start if you're CBC. As after 4 seconds only, Langara up 3-0. Kagande picking up full court as he did all game yesterday. Forces a pull-up jumper from Adams. Royce with the rebound. Corner three, will Owens continue the hot streak? No, but he throws it away after he got blocked. He got it back, but then threw it away. Good quick hands. We saw that last night, too, by Damian Coleman Jr., and right off the bat, we see Clive Adams stepping out of bounds on the sideline. We talked about that last night. Home court advantage for the Falcons. Players do that frequently. I think CBC did it 3 or 4 times last night. Okay, Kagande. He looks for Sargent. Sargent's going to try to go, cross it over, goes left, and finishes right. Wow, Royce showing his speed and quickness tonight, and he went left, and I'll be bugging him about that later because he doesn't go left very often, but he did and took advantage of it. Little cross on the baseline here. Langara switches it. Ball's in the corner to Assaret. Assaret jab step. He goes baseline. He blows by Owens, finishes left hand, but he is fouled by Jones. Body bump and 2 shots. Owen just gave a little too much baseline there. And Ed Assaret from Guilford Park Secondary, Surrey, British Columbia, took advantage. First free throw is no good. Second one's down for CBC's first basket night. Now CBC coming up with a little full court shadowing. Kagande will bring it up. Again, Langara has the luxury of having 2 point guards with Kagande and Royce. Kagande got by his man. Official picked up a hand check. Both Royce and Kagande are tough to guard like that in the full court. They're both very shifty and speedy. All right, Sargent will have the ball. High screen and roll with Abdullahi. He goes right instead, but dribbles right into the defense. Good help defense from Assaret. Turns the ball over. Assaret looks inside, stops, pulls up, knocks it down. 5-3 in the early going. 8:37 to go. Ball's relayed ahead to Moise. Moise goes to Abdullahi in the corner. He sweeps, he drives. A little running right-handed hook is no good. Back comes CBC. They like to run. Both these teams do. There's an open three. No good short. Good hustle by Kagande to make up for that and get the rebound. Tips it to Royce. Royce is going to go coast to coast, which he loves to do. He's going to come back out. Jones goes back door. Royce keeps it, beats his man. Jones with the ball, swings it to Kagande. High screen and roll with Abdullahi. He's going to reject the screen. He's going to go to the hoop. He's going to try a shot. 7 on the shot clock. Jones for 3. Yes! Well, Falcons got a bit lucky there. Brendan Fields asking for a violation on Kagande, and that's a foul on Kagande and one opportunity for Adams. He's asking for a violation on that basket because Kagande went up, shot it and caught his own shot, but that is not a violation in FIBA rules. He went up to shoot, he was bumped, and the ball came back to him. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's a shot attempt, in FIBA rules, you can catch your own air ball. Langara fell asleep a bit on that one shot, got lucky. Sargent came for the board. He's going to bull his way to the hoop, misses a short little pull-up, and Abdullahi tries for the board. 8-5, 7:33 to go. Both teams with 2 fouls each here in the early going. All right, Asarit being guarded by Sargent. High post to Dadozda. He squares up, kicks it out to Williams, and Williams knocks down the 3. Game is now knotted at 8 apiece. Sargent looking to go, kicks to Moise. Moise is going to go. Left hand gets to the hoop and one. That's a tough 2-man game. Because Dadozda can't really help out on Royce too much because he can't leave Moise, who can shoot the 3. And so then what happened is, was a little dribble handoff to Moise, who was able to go left-handed down the middle and finish with an end-one opportunity here. Moise gets the free throw touch, 11-8. 7 minutes to go. Kagande guarding the ball hard like he always does. Adams taking a lot of dribbles here. You know, even though he was able to make that, I'm not sure that's the offense you want. There's Moise running the floor. He's dangerous. But he lost his handle. Good steal there. Asarit goes to McKenzie, and he can't make the floater. Moise gets the rebound. Moise is going to bring it up. Outlets it to Royce. Sargent looks to get by his man. Going right. That's a tough shot. Good board crash by Moise. That's a flop. That is an absolutely awful call. I hate that call. I just hate it. Clive Adams was already falling. Before Moise even turned, he was already falling down. I think a lot of flopping happens in our game nowadays. I think players get away with it too often. I think officials need to do a better job of recognizing flopping. However, offensive foul goes against Athaya. Carter passes it to Asarit. 3 short, and the rebound is tipped but missed by Carter, and out comes Kagande. He's going to go to the hoop. Man, well, Kagande was determined to get to the hoop there. I think he was a little out of control. Personally, I'm not a big fan of rewarding players who are out of control, but there was contact, and referee Dillon called the foul. So 2 shots for Kagande. By the way, this whole issue around flopping in the game it's a difficult one. Like, don't get me wrong, it's hard. Some players are very, very good at it. I know the NBA has been struggling with how to deal with the NCAA, FIBA, everybody. I know they have this flop warning thing. Personally, I think that's stupid. I think if a player flops, the best way to deal with it, just call a blocking foul on him. Just call a blocking foul on him and tell him, every time you flop, I'm calling a blocking foul. Guess what? If players get a blocking foul for flopping every time, they'll stop doing it. Just my 2 cents. That's how I'd change the rules. I'd make flopping a foul. All right, Dadozda, he goes hard to the hoop. Can't finish. Well challenged there by Sol. Good defense there by Sol. As Bobby Mabeni's in the game, he forces it, kicks it back out to Kagande. Moise with that little flex cut inside, but he should have just turned and shot. He tried to put it on the floor, and he turned it over. Early turnovers here for the Falcons. Carter, 3-pointer, up and off the mark from Williams. Saul is open. Benny missed him. Now here's the screen and roll with Saul and Royce. Royce is going to go right. He's going to come back left. And, oh, yeah, Carter not happy with that call. He thought he had a pretty good block. But referee Dindo had him on the arm. So Royce Sargent for 2 free throws. And that is now the 5th team foul on CBC. Again, 5 minutes to go. Langara will need to exploit that by trying to draw more fouls to get to the foul line. 13-10, 5 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Sargent hits the first one. Second one is also good. Little soft man-to-man pressure here as Saul is guarding Williams, and Williams is fouled. So that's a two-shot foul as Rohan Saul commits the foul. That'll send DJ Williams to the line. Williams is a 6'4" guard from Bishop O'Leary Catholic School in Edmonton, Alberta. He hits them both, making it 15-12. Both teams playing man-to-man, both teams picking up full court. Nice crossover there from Kagandi, but he lost the ball. Yeah, as he was gathering to raise it up, it slipped out of his hand. Subbing into the game now, Levi Van Egdom, three-point specialist. He got off three in the first half, but Langara held him scoreless in the second. We'll see how he does today. Double team there. Carter gives it right back. Little pull-up floater, nice little touch there from Kyle Brown. 15-14, 1 point lead here, 4:48 to go. Sargent goes back right, steps back, decides to pull a three. Front rim, no good. Good aggressiveness there by Saul. Kagandi, shot fake. Now he's going to try a three. He's short. Ball is tipped and picked up by CBC, but stolen by Moise. Bobby Mabeni, he can finish. Just crawled over the top of the rim there for the Burn Creek Bulldog product, Bobby Mabeni. Sargent with a steal, picked him clean, and gets his layup. Great defense from Sargent as he picked Kyle Brown, beat him for the layup. Carter's bringing it up. Saul tries for the steal, can't get it. Kagandi rotates, Mabeni rotates. Very hectic now, open three, it's short. Sargent pulls it down, he's double teamed. If he gets rid of it, they got an advantage here. He's going to keep it, and is he going to shoot a three? No, he's going to hesitate. He's going to get to the hoop. He's going to do a reverse layup. He can't make it. Back comes CBC. Lead pass. Saul defends. Good challenge there by Saul. Good rebound by Athaya. The tempo is really picking up here. Kagandi and Athaya and Royce have gone the whole way, and that's just a very, very sloppy screen by Rohan Saul. He wasn't set. He moved with his hands. Easy call for the official, and not the kind of foul you want to be picking up, especially because that is Rohan's second foul. Okay, so Jones will come back in the game. Jones is guarding Adams. High screen and roll. Good job by Jones. Little switch on the screen and roll by Abdullahi. Oh, good strip by Royce, and then he falls to the ground and saves it. Here comes Kagande. Gives it to Jones. Jones surveys the floor, gives it to a trailing Sargent. Sargent with a running start. That's a goaltend. That's a goaltend. Oh, my goodness. How did they miss that? That was clearly a goaltend. Wow. And not only, it was an athletic block, but it was a goaltend. And there's another moving screen. Not smart. Not smart by Abdullahi. Same screen at the top, same moving screen. They got to stop doing that, as that's back-to-back turnovers. Timeout Langara. Cassidy wants to talk. He wants to talk to the referee about that missed goaltending, and I don't blame him. It was on the way down. It hit the glass. It was on the way down. I got a pretty good view up top here in the Falcons' nest, but nonetheless, CBC did a good job of converting that block into basket at the other end, and now it's 19-16 with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left to go. Now, it's interesting. For some reason, Langara is taking their timeout on the floor, all standing. CBC, the more traditional timeout with the players seated. By the way, personally, I always want my players seated. I like to be seated too, so I'm on the same eye level with them. Obviously, if I was standing, I couldn't even come close to being on the same eye level with them. I could be above their weight class, clearly, but not at the same eye level. And then usually what I'll do is I'll put my players behind the bench so they're listening, but also so they're blocking anything I might be saying to the fans, because here in this Langara gym, the stands, of course, are right behind the bench. Okay, 19-16, 2:53 to go, and what has been a very entertaining start to this game. Adams with the ball. Adams is going to dribble left, switched Owen Jones now guarding him as he switched with Mabeni. A lot of dribbling. Van Egdom tries to go somewhere. Great defense by Bobby Mabeni. We're down to 7 on the shot clock. There's another screen. There's the switch. Tough three. That's a tough shot. Very, very good defense by the Falcons. Forcing a tough shot. 19-16 with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left to go. Okay. Britannia Bruin product, Josh Kagandi gives it to Roy Sargent. He hesitates, he dribbles, and he can't quite finish. Great follow by Abdullahi. He tips in the rebound. Great effort on the glass there by Abdullahi. Ball is in the corner to Van Egdom. He spins, goes left hand off the glass. No good. Ripped by Abdullahi. He outlets it to Mabeni. Jones running the floor nicely. He's going to try to go to the hoop, and he cannot quite finish. Good rebound there on the other side by Brown. Yeah, see, that was a smart play by Kyle Brown. Royce wasn't in a good position there, and he recognized that. Brown recognized that and literally just bowled into him. Smart play, and he earned 2 free throws for that. Sargent been in the whole quarter. He's taking a rest now. With subbing in for him is Caden Carrion. Caden out of St. Patrick's Secondary, the highly successful AAA program in Vancouver, winning back-to-back provincial championships the last 2 years. In and out and back in again. 21-17, a minute 48 to go. Kagande bringing it up the floor against Brown. Double screen up high here. Handoff to Caden. He crosses over. He goes middle. He kicks it to Kagande. Kagande goes middle. Kicks it to a wide open carry. No good. Good fight on the glass. Jones comes up with it. Tipped out of bounds by Adams. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 21-17. A minute 28 to go here for the Falcons. There's a corner kick to the shooter. In and out. Oh, Abdullahi almost got another offensive rebound. Trapping here at center. Almost, good pressure. That forced a tough pass to Egdom, who stepped out of bounds on the sideline. Turnover CBC. Ed Asserit will come in for Kyle Brown. All right, it's been close the whole way. Langara has led the whole way, but it has been close as Kagande brings it up against Asserit. Caden to Abdullahi. Handoff back to Caden. Carrion looks to go. He does a little pull-up from the foul line. Back rim. Rebounded there by Williams. Carrion guarding Van Egdom. Asserit. High post to Coleman Jr. Good double team by Kagande. They force a turnover. Bobby Mabeni hits Owen on a nice pass, and Jones finishes in transition. 23-17. CBC need a quick one here if they want a 2-for-1. They're going to try. Yep. Carter bullies his way. Coleman Jr. bullies his way to the hoop and finishes. Although the clock's pretty even, so So disappointment there from the coaching staff. They wanted Kagande to hold for one shot. Kagande instead penetrated. He did get fouled, though, and so he will get 2 free throws. Subbing out of the game will be Coleman Jr., who picked up his first foul. And Kagande with 2. 16.5 seconds left. The Bearcats will have a chance for the last shot of the quarter. Kagande gets a shooter's touch as it just falls in. All right, one more shot here. And it goes in and out, but we have a violation on, looks like Van Egdom. So Van Egdom was at the top, but the guy at the top cannot come in until the ball hits the ring. Van Egdom ran in after it left the hands of Kagande, and so that's a violation, giving Kagande another shot, and he misses it again. Good rebound by Abdullahi. He rushed his putback, though. Yeah, that's a bad sequence there for Langara. They miss the free throw. They hustle for the board. They rush the putback, and then they reach in and commit the foul. And that's going to put Ed Asseret on the line for 2. And that's the second foul on Abdullahi. Subbing into the game for the Falcons is number 12, Angus Kidd. All right, 12 seconds to go, and maybe it'll be one-shot time for Langara. Who knows? The way this game is going, I can't predict that. We could have a turnover. We could have a shot early. We could have a foul. Who knows? Let's wait and see what happens. Misses the second free throw. Now we have another violation. And that was on the shooter. He violated. So, wow, 2 lane violations. Sometimes you can go like 5-6 games without ever seeing one. 2 in the first quarter. All right, 12 seconds to go. Mabeni, he's going to bring it up. Guarded by Asseret. Mabeni goes to the right side. It looks like he's going to go one-on-one here. He goes middle, hands it off to Kagande. Got away with the travel. Kagande stepped back 3, way off. And the first quarter comes to an end. Pretty entertaining first quarter. Langara College Falcons 24, Columbia College Bearcats 20. And we'll be right back with you with stats in about 2 minutes. Athletic Director Sean Shifty Shook busting out a little Drake there. I was giving AD Shook a hard time last night for his song selection, so he busted out a little Drake there. Personally, I got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the Drake. I know it's sacrilegious, he's Canadian, but I don't know, maybe it's because he's a Raptors fan. I'm also not a Raptors fan, and I know that people are unhappy with me for that as well. All right, second quarter is now starting. Dadazda, who was very quiet in that first quarter, high post, kicks it out to Van Egdom. Way off the mark. Good rebound by Carter. Asseret, back to Van Egdom. High post to Spencer. He turns and shoots. He's short, but it gets the shooter's touch. 24-22. As Kagande brings it up the floor. Back in the game also is Athaya. Seeing his first appearance tonight, Dominique Bakutuka, who had a very big presence last night defensively, and Mabeni and Jones. Oh, he can't leave him open. Van Egdom, he's short again. There's Dadazda. We saw that last night, but Moise blocked him. Great offensive rebound, but he got blocked by Moise. 3 goes up by Asseret, off the mark, and that's a foul. I mean, that's a foul. Van Egden came crashing into the board and, I don't know, to me, pushed Kagandi right out of bounds. But no call. Cross screen inside for Dodoza. They switch on it. Ball goes out to Assaret. Dodoza's out in the three-point corner, not where you want him. Nice drive there. Assaret's going to try for three. No, he's going to drive instead. He reverses it. Very good defense. Tough shot. Langara really doing a good job on the glass as Kagande brings it up. Jones, he's going to dribble it. Nothing there. Gives it to Athaya. Moise fakes the shot. Gives it to Dominique. Nice give and go cut. Real simple basketball, but Moise couldn't finish. Here goes Van Egdem in transition. And he went coast to coast and missed the layup. Might have had his arm hit. Boy, this is up and down now. Let me tell you. There goes Dom to the hoop. He takes the contact, can't finish, but draws the foul. Not a lot of baskets, only one hoop, but the tempo has definitely been up and down the floor here. We got two subs coming in. We got Damian Coleman Jr. coming in as well as Seth McKenzie. As Bakutuka is going to shoot these free throws. We'll give you the first half stats. For the CBC Bearcats, very balanced scoring. Kyle Brown with 5, DJ Williams with 5, Ed Assaret with 4, and Clive Adams with 4. Leading rebounder with 2, 3 guys with 2, Assaret, Dodozda, and Williams. CBC shot 39% from the field and 17% from 3. And again, once again, just above 50% from the line, 55.6%. Not what Coach Fields wants. There's a turnover, bad pass from number 10, Coleman Jr. All right, for the Falcons, leading scorer with 9 was Royce Sargent. 5 points for Owen Jones. And then 3 points for Moise Athaya. Mabeni, a little floating pull-up off the front rim, no good. Leading rebounder with 4 was Royce Sargent. And neither team with many assists in that first quarter. Turnover numbers were good for CBC. They only had 5, and Langara had 4. Rebounding numbers were good for Langara as they actually out-rebounded them 14-11. Bit of a reversal on those two stats from yesterday. Little one-foot Dirk Nowitzki fadeaway from Jones, no good. As we have a tie game now, 24-24. Show and go there by Carter. Assaret goes back to Carter. He's got a 3. He passes it up. Nice cut inside. Wide open layup for number 10, Coleman Jr., as Dom got caught on the cut. Langara, 36% from the field. Again, poor three-point shooting, 14%, and they shot 77% from the line. All right, Langara has not scored yet this quarter. They've struggled to finish, but they get another turnover. See if they can take advantage of it. A little high screen and roll. That hasn't given Langara much in the first half so far, except for offensive fouls. Langara seems a little bit out of sorts in the half court now. You know, it's 4 minutes now almost without scoring. All right. Kagande guarding the perimeter. Ball goes in the corner to Assaret. Being guarded by, that's a tough shot, well guarded by Mabeni. See if they can get a little run out here. Oh, Dom's going to go the whole way, passes it off to Mabeni, and Mabeni jumps in the air and turns it over. Coach Cass probably going to need to take a timeout here as they have gotten very sloppy all of a sudden. They've been outscored 6-0 in this second quarter. Little screen and roll, not good, but the 3 was wide open. No good, but good hustle. Carter gets his own miss. Then he goes to hoop, and he finishes and 1 with a foul on Kagande. Coach Cass is going to bring in 3 subs now. He's not happy with what he's seeing. As Royce Sargent, Rohan Saul, and Addison Button are going to come in the game. This is an 8-0 run to start this quarter. Not what Langara was looking for. All right, Carter at the line now. It's good. as Clive Adams, the Toronto, Ontario product, comes back into the game. All right. Langara needs a good shot here because they are struggling at the offensive end. High screen and roll. Royce gets by his man, and the ball hit the stanchion as Royce tried to finish it. So that ball goes back to CBC. Button picking up full. You just can't let that happen. Adams held the ball the entire time, just blew by his man, no weak side help, and way too easy a basket. Athai has been very, very quiet. Now he's trying something, and he traveled. Yeah. Definitely in need of a timeout right now is Langara. It's an 11-0 run. They are completely out of sorts offensive. They have gone 5 minutes in this second quarter without a basket and haven't had very many good shots, truthfully. So I'm sure they're going to have a little chat about this and try to see if they can get back on track after scoring 24 in that first quarter. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this timeout. Okay, we're back. Langara picking up full court. Sargent's going to pick up Adams. He hands it off to Brown. Brown gives it to McKenzie. McKenzie back to Adams. Adams dribbling. He's double teamed. He still keeps the ball. He's stripped by Sargent. Sargent with the steal. Here he comes. 3-on-3 in transition. Sargent goes right by Dadozda and gets right to the rim. Sargent is so good when he gets a run up. Anytime he can get a run up, he's very hard to deal with. All right, now comes Williams. He crosses over Athaya. Little fadeaway one-footer is good. Right now, CBC basically just going one-on-one and daring Langara to stop them. High screen, hand off to Athaya. He's going to try his luck from three, off the back rim. Nobody from Langara anywhere near the offensive boards as Adams brings it up. High post to Spencer Dadozda. He pivots, he shoots that little elbow jumper. He likes that shot. You got to contest that harder. It's now a 15-2 run, 9-point lead, 35-26. Sargent's going to try to do it himself, and he misses a little jumper he'd normally make. Nothing falling for the Falcons, and they're in transition again. And there's no call there, a lot of contact. Adams is still down. And here comes Kagande. He's going to hit Sargent. Sargent wide open three. He's way off on that front rim. Ball's outlet to Adams, full court, all the way to the other three-point line. Langara's got to find their checks here. Moise is going to take Adams. Looking inside, Spencer's got a steal. They missed him, but it doesn't matter because DJ Williams dialed that one all the way from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Largest lead of the game now for the Bearcats, 38-26. High post handoff to Kagande. Yeah, Kagande should have kicked that to the corner. Moise was wide open there. He missed him. He tried to finish a tough layup instead. Oh, they're going to leave the same guy open again? He was already wide open, and nobody found him again, and he hits back-to-back threes. Langara's in big trouble here. All the momentum has now shifted. And that's going to be a hand check, but neither team anywhere near foul trouble like they were in the first quarter. That's only the second team foul. This is a 21-2 run right now. Langara, 7 minutes into this quarter, has just scored the one Royce Sargent layup and nothing else. We'll have a sideline inbounds. Kagande, they got to somehow find a way to get Athaya going. He hasn't had many touches, and he hasn't been that energetic. They got to try to get him going because he's their best scorer. Sargent crosses over. He's fouled. Yeah, that's a foul. Kyle Brown looking incredulous, but that's a pretty easy call, really. That's now 3 team fouls. Now, why are we above the foul line again? Oh, I guess they must have scored after the basket, or after the whistle. All right, 41-26. Athaya at the top. He looks at a 3, and he's front rim, but he gets the roll. Maybe that'll get him going. 41-29. That three-pointer was more points than they'd scored for the first 7 minutes. Williams goes to the hoop. Great block by Saul, but the extra hustle play was made there by Carter. Moise missed him on that box out, and that great block goes for nothing. Sargent's going to go right-handed, and he's going to get to the hoop and shoot a fadeaway, and he's going to miss it. Saul tries to rebound. He can't get it. Here goes transition time. 3 goes up by Williams, and it's in again. That is 3 consecutive threes. Kind of what Owen Jones did yesterday in the fourth quarter, and Royce is out of control there. They get lucky. Kagande, not sure what he's doing with it. All right, goes inside to Athaya. And that was a pretty impressive block. That was a pretty impressive block. Coleman Jr. is a very good shot blocker. And Langara's got to get smarter. Like, he goes for every fake. So if you're coming, if you're turning to the middle, you know he's coming from the weak side, just give a little pump fake, get a 3-point play. But he is a tremendous shot blocker. Give him full credit for that. And now Clive Adams with 2 free throws. Just an absolute disaster here for the Falcons in the second quarter as DJ Williams, 3 consecutive threes. Langara can't score, and it is getting out of hand pretty quickly here. This Langara, after giving up 20 points in the first quarter, has already given up 27 here. Now this is interesting. I thought Moise just subbed out. I thought he just subbed out on that, and now he subbed back in. I'm not sure. Karn, the veteran Karn, he's going to pick that up. I don't think he can come in because he just subbed out. He just subbed out, so he can't. And Karn asking Coach Cass that. But veteran official Karn Dillon, he isn't going to miss that. Now let's see what they're going to. Yeah, Moise has to come out. Of course, I picked it up first, but can't get that by Karn. By the way, Karn has been, I don't know if this might be his 40th year refereeing. He actually refereed me when I was 21. He was probably the same age when I was coaching at McGee, head coach of the McGee Lions. And that was like 1986. And Karn was refereeing me back then, and he's still out there today. Very impressive. That's a foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. Well, 3 times before they got it, but they got it. Now, again, that'll be a sideline inbounds because the basket went in. Now Moise can come back in the game. You have to sit out at least 1 tick of the clock. That's the rule. Okay, Dom with the ball now. Reverses it to Royce. Royce looking to go. He gets in deep. A little finger roll. Nice move. Sargent with a jump stop, pump fake, and a little underhand finger roll. All right, back come the Bearcats. Nasiku gives the ball back to Adams. Adams to McKenzie. No good on the 3, and great hustle by Royce to get that loose rebound. He's going to get by Adams, who reaches in. And now he's double teamed, and that's going to be a foul. So Royce single-handedly has created the last 4 fouls. The last 4 fouls have taken place when Royce had the ball, and he's going to get 2 free throws. With Langara struggling to score, it's important they try to get baskets any way they can. And Sargent will get 2 at the free throw line. He makes the first. And makes the second. Subbing in for the Bearcats is Mitch Crosina. Mitch is from Cedars Christian, all the way up in Prince George, British Columbia. All right, Langara's goal here has got to be to try to get within 10 or 11 points by the end of the quarter. We'll see if they can do it. Oh, almost a steal there, but open 3 is way short, but no box out. No box out at all. And an easy basket for the Bearcats. You can work as hard as you want on defense, but if you don't make that second effort for the defensive board, it's kind of a waste of time. Jones gives it up to a thigh to Sargent. Sargent's going to go middle, and he's going to get to the cup and finish with the left hand. Sargent keeping him in it right now. Yeah, Sargent went for the steal, but he made the contact. It's a good call. It's okay. Nothing wrong with Royce being aggressive there because he only had 1 foul. And he'll sit out with 2 now as Caden Carrion will come back in to finish the half. 50-35, 30 seconds to go here. Mitch Corsina takes the screen. Oh, my goodness, really? Oh, they left Williams open again. Now Corsina's wide open. Another offensive board. I'm telling you, these second chance points, these extra effort points, all belong to the Bearcats right now. Just flat out working the Langara. Dom tries to get to the hoop. He turns it over, but out of bounds. So 3.7 seconds left. So Langara will get one last chance to score here with an end line inbounds. Let's see what they're going to run. I think they're going to probably try to get some to Moise here. Maybe a screen the screener. Let's see what they got. Yeah, there it is. Screen the screener. Bad spacing. Dom's going to have to shoot a 3. Tough shot. No good. Oh, he almost backed it in. Well, at the end of halftime, your CBC Bearcats in red and white, 53. Your Langara Falcons in black, orange, and white, 35. A great second quarter for CBC as they actually put up 33 points, outscoring the Falcons 33-11. And remember, the Falcons only had 2 points after the first 7 minutes. All right, 53-35. We are at the half. I'll be back in about 13 minutes with the first half recap. Go enjoy some delicious hot buttered popcorn. That's what I'm going to do when I get home. I'm going to watch some bad movies and have a big bowl of popcorn with a Diet Coke. I'll be back. All right, everybody out there, welcome back to Langara basketball here at the Langara College facilities, 49th Avenue, west side of Vancouver. My name is Paul Eberhardt. I'm coming to you live on YouTube channel, PACWEST basketball, Langara men's basketball here, coming up to you high from the Langara's lair, looking down on the court. And as we look at the scoreboard, we see a pretty dominating second quarter from the CBC Bearcats as they outscored Langara 33-11. Even I can do that math. That's 3 times as many points. Langara jumped out to an early lead and held that lead 24-20 after the first quarter. And then in that second quarter, Langara's offense dried up. And unfortunately, their defense dried up too, as Mr. Williams, that's DJ Williams, hit 4 threes in that second frame to help lead the Bearcats to a huge run. Here are your stats for the CBC Bearcats. Leading the way, no surprise, is DJ Williams. The 6'4" product from Edmonton, Alberta. 18 points for DJ. No one else had double figures for the Bearcats. Clive Adams with 8 points. Kyle Brown with 5. Cam Carter with 5. Leading rebounder was Spencer Dadozda with 8. 7 rebounds for Cam Carter. 4 rebounds for Ed Asseret. And again, not many assists in that quarter. I actually think they've only got CBC for 4 assists, but I would think they had actually quite a bit more than that, because every time Williams hit a 3, it wasn't off a one-on-one, it was off a pass. So probably missing a few assists from that side. For Langara, leading scorer was Royce Sargent with 17 points. No one else in double figures. Moise Athias 6, Owen Jones 5. Leading rebounder with 5 rebounds was Royce Sargent, and almost no assists for Langara, as much of their baskets came off one-on-one play. Jones drives the middle, he's got an open lane, and then he's challenged. See, this is what we talked about before, and right off that block shot is a turnover by Adams. This is what we talked about. Langara's got to be smarter. They're going to get blocked every time when they come down the middle, or someone coming from the weak side. They need to jump stop and pump fake. Moise misses the 3, and I think we're going to have a foul here on Carter. I think, no, maybe not. It's going to be on Coleman Jr., on Coleman Jr., as he came over the top on that rebound. Team stats, 45% from the field for CBC, 27.8% from 3, and that's basically just because of Williams. He's the only guy to hit any threes. Christina had 1. They were 5 for 18 for 27%. They did a bit better free throw shooting in that second quarter, 66.7%. Langara's shooting woes continue. They shot 30% from the field as Royce tries a 3. It goes in and out. Rebound by Dadozda. They shot 30% from the field, 17% from 3. Nice strip. There's another steal for Sargent. And they shot 70% from the foul line. Nice pass in traffic, and there's another block, but it looks like referee Dillon saw a foul from the baseline, from the trail spot, and we're going to get 2 free throws for Abdullahi. First one is good, and that's our first points. That's our first points of the second half. And they're both good, 53-37. Langara, much softer pressure than we saw at the beginning of the game. Adams has pretty much been the principal ball handler for most of the game. A lot of dribbling going on here. Kagande tries to lock him up. I see down goes Abdullahi, but they get the rebound back. Moise gets the ball in transition. He tries to pass, a very poor decision as he turned it right into the hands of Coleman Jr. There's a lob pass, not a good pass. Sargent picks it up, another steal for Sargent, and then Sargent turns it over. But it went off the leg of CBC, so he'll get it back. I didn't check the steals. I wonder what they have for steals. Sargent had 2 in the first half, so I think he got 5 now. All right, Kagande at the three-point line. He's going to go left down the middle, kicks to the corner. Moise hits the 3. Simple basketball there, middle drive and kick, and Moise was ready and waiting for that one. Okay, 5-0 run now, little mini run to start the second half. See if they can clamp on defense. Ball goes inside. There's a double on, and that's going to be a foul. Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Abdullahi. Bit of a tough call. He felt he was straight up, but he did move his lower body a little bit, maybe a bit of a bump there. And it's going to be 2 shots for Spencer. First one rims around the hoop and comes out. Front rim on the second one, and Sargent picks up the loose rebound. Sargent doing a little bit of everything right now. Rebounding, scoring, stealing. Oh, Abdullahi squares up. Moise cuts. He's not open. Abdullahi shoots the baseline jumper. And just like that, it's back to 11 points. Adams reverses it to Asserit. Asserit drives down the middle. Oh, that's oh my goodness. That's a really soft call, and I don't think it's a good call personally. Jones came over from the weak side. He jumped straight up. He went vertical. There was almost no contact. He might have moved a bit sideways, and that's why he got the foul call, but there was such minimal contact. I don't think that's a very good call. And that's CBC's first points of the second half. Took them 2 minutes and 17 seconds, and they both go down 55-42 with 7 minutes and 43 seconds. Oh, we have a intruder on the court. One of the little kid in bunny ears decided he'd take a run out on the court. Guess he wanted to try his hand at a little college basketball. Good thing they stopped it in time, because that might not have been a good ending for that young man. All right, Kagande with the ball. Dribble handoff to Jones, to Abdullahi. He's going to come back on the same side, hand it back off to Kagande. Not very good spacing right now by the Falcons, as Kagande is way off on that, but Jones gets a second chance opportunity. Moise is wide open on the other side, but they haven't swung the ball to see him. There he is, and he hit his last 3. Can he hit 2 in a row? No short. Rebound goes to Ed Asserit. Gives it up to McKenzie. Seth McKenzie with the easy layup. Nice transition basket there. (57-42), 7 minutes to go. Sargent takes it all the way down inside. Looks to shoot the turnaround jumper over top of Adams. Sargent having a lot of success one-on-one right now. Coleman Jr. Being guarded by Athaya. Crosses him over, comes back. Tough shot, well defended by Moise. Rebound by Jones. Sargent looks to go, but all 5 CBC players are back. Kagande kicks it to Jones. Jones passes up the 3, goes to the hoop, kicks it out to Kagande. Kagande back to Jones. That's a nice whip pass there. Beautiful pass by Kagande. Found Jones right in his pocket. Jones knocked it down, and just like that, Langara has closed to within 10 points. Asserit with the pull-up. It goes in and out. Good box out by Abdullahi. Here comes Kagande. Moise looking for the ball. He's wide open, but Kagande missed him. He's still looking for it. And Sargent finds it, and Asserit held him. It's a good call. Moise did a good job of sealing inside. He was probably in the key for a fairly lengthy amount of time. But All right, Coach Field's going to take a timeout as Langara has cut this 18-point deficit down to 10. And it's only taken them 4 minutes of this quarter to do that. So Coach Field's going to have a little chat, see if he can get the Bearcats back on track. In action across the PACWEST today, we had some afternoon games. VIU beating Okanagan. Oh, actually, sorry, I just brought up, I'm on the wrong page here on my phone. Let me get back to PACWEST basketball. And in today's action, VIU beat Okanagan 117-69. Capilano is leading Douglas 51-39. They're in the third quarter, 6:25 to go. And then the CBC Langara. Those are the games that are happening, still going on right now. All right, baseline inbounds here for Langara as Bobby Mabeni checks in the game. By the way, your standings right now, VIU is 6-0. Camosun is 4-0. And then there's pretty much a logjam after that. Okanagan 2-4 as Moise hits the three. And now it is a 7-point game. Okanagan 2-4, CBC 1-4, Langara 2-1, Capilano 2-3. No answer back. Big rebound there taken by Roy Sargent. He's just going to go all the way, and he takes it right to the big fella, and he finishes with a layup. And what a game of runs this has been. This is craziness. As there's another turnover forced by a great trap. And this is now a 17-4 run for the Falcons. Crazy. All right, ball's inbounded to Sargent. We got Sargent and Kagan in the backcourt. We got Moise, Mabeni, and Saul. And Sargent's going to get right to the hoop for another layup. Good action off the ball, so the weak side couldn't get there in time. Levi Van Ogden tries to get to the hoop. Ah, nice pass. Finds a cutting Kyle Brown to stop the bleeding a little bit. 59-54, 5 minutes to go. Hand off to Mabeni, and that's a travel. Yeah, he just did after he caught it, he shuffled his feet. He's looking at the ref, not sure why, but he actually did. It was a little shuffle, but he did indeed travel. All right, 59-54. Carter gives it to Van Ogden. Shot fake, nothing there. Back out top, long three from Brown. It's good. It's good. That was a deep three, and Moise is going to get in transition, and that's an unlikely miss for him. He usually finishes that every time, but he went too hard off the glass and gets back into play, and now he's guarding Williams, and he gets a steal, and Sargent tries to split two, and he gives it back. That's a tough three, and it's way off the mark. Rebound by Saul. Here goes Mabeni to Moise. Moise going to pull up, bring it back out, and a sloppy pass there. They get away with it. All right, Sargent's with the ball now. And he tries to cross over, and he doesn't get it. Good hustle. Down on the floor goes Adams. Check that. Down on the floor goes Carter with Sargent. We have a jump ball, which I believe will go back to CBC. So Langara did get this down to a one-possession game at 3. CBC somewhat steadied the ship here, gotten it back up to 8. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Referee just getting a wet spot up off the floor, making sure that player safety is first and foremost. Okay. Carter will inbound the ball to Van Egdom. Instead, he inbounds it to Coleman Jr. against Athaya. Handoff to Brown, stolen by Sargent. And Sargent delicately finds his way, protecting himself from Coleman blocking him. And there's another steal. Oh, unlucky by Saul not to get it. And they still get, no, they don't. Van Egdom comes up with it. CBC avoiding disaster there. Oh, there's a travel. There's a big-time travel. Not called. And there's a tough baseline pull-up, and it's good. Kyle Brown hits it. That was definitely a travel that was missed. No question about it. Sargent gets it over center. Screen and roll with Saul. He's going to try a three, and it's short. He's not quite getting his legs into his three. He's been short all night on it. In transition, that's a tough shot. Floater, and he gets the drop. Coleman Jr. restoring a 10-point lead for the for the Bearcats. Moise tries a three. He fakes it. He gets right. Look at those long steps. Glides to the hoop and finishes. 66-58, 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Sargent guarding the ball. Oh, Van Egdom gets an open three, misses it. Saul with the rebound, gives it to Sargent. Here comes Sargent. Corner three is passed up on Moise. He gets to the hoop instead. He misses. Looks like Damian Coleman Jr. is quite tired. There's the high screen. They switch it. Give the ball to Brown, who's been kind of their offensive spark plug here in this third quarter. Bad pass there by Carter, stolen by Jones. Literally passed it right to him. Owen Jones says, thank you very much. All right, high screen and roll here again. Sargent turns the corner, a lot of contact, and he's going to earn 2 free throws. Got some subs coming in as I suspected. Coleman Jr. getting a rest as number 15. Theo Nasiku checks in. Also, Adams checking back in the game. Okay, just taking a bit of a fashion break here. Referees wanting to make sure all the shirts are tucked in because we all know how important that is. Okay, 2 free throws for, was that sarcastic? I shouldn't be sarcastic. It's a rule, I apologize, but anyway. Sargent makes the first free throw. Second one is rattles home as well. 66-60, a minute 51 to go. Sargent guarding Van Egdom. Jones was guarding him. Sargent left him to double. Van Egdom goes to hoop. He can't get it. Loose rebound, bodies everywhere. DeDozda comes up with it. And Saul is forced to foul him as Spencer DeDozda will earn 2 free throws here. That's 3 fouls on Rohan Saul. DeDozda continues to struggle a little bit from the foul line. Makes the second one. All right, Saul will take a rest as Naveed Abdullahi from Charles Best Secondary in Coquitlam will sub in. All right, Bakatika with the ball now. He goes right, he hands it off to Owen Jones. Abdullahi kind of got in the way there. Right now, they're very bad spacing. Falcons need to get better spacing here. All right, Moise going to run screen and roll with Sargent. Sargent's going to spin, get there left, and he's fouled again. And he'll get to the line for 2 more as Kyle Brown fouled him. That's 3 fouls on Brown. Sargent shooting 2. I see Kagande subbing in. I'm thinking he'll probably go in for Sargent just because he's gone the whole quarter. Coach Cass want to give him a little bit of a rest, the minute here and then the 2 minutes between the quarter before the 4th comes. And that's indeed what he's doing, as once again, Langara threatening to get it back to even as they are now down 67-62 with 1 minute, 15 seconds to go. High post entry to DeDozda. He squares up. Looks to go one-on-one against Abdullahi, and that was just way too easy. Just one right-hand dribble right to the hoop for a layup. We got a technical foul on the CBC bench. Not sure what was going on there, but the referee is saying that he was talking the whole way. It's one of the players. It might have been Carter. Looks like Carter, or perhaps, yeah, not sure. Carter, maybe Williams, but that's a technical foul. Now it's on a bench technical, so when a player is sitting on the bench, even if they get a technical, you don't charge it directly to them. That instead is on the coach. So technical foul on the bench is not a team foul, if I'm correct. And so technical foul is just one shot, and whoever had the basketball will keep possession of it. So Langara will get it back. Moise misses the free throw. Now, a coach is allowed 2 technical fouls before he's ejected. However, that is an indirect technical foul, not on the head coach, so he actually still has 2 to go. Okay, ball goes inbounds to Bakuteka. High screen and roll. He's going to try 3. No, he fakes it, gives it inside to Abdullahi. Abdullahi's looking to go and didn't see it there. Official called a travel. Must have shuffled his feet as he caught the ball. Empty possession there for Langara with 44 seconds to go. Double team on Adams. He dribbles out of it, and then Kagande, a little over aggressive there, picks up a reach foul. That is only the 4th team foul. So 37 seconds to go, 69-62. Ball goes to Van Egdom. He's pressured by Bakuteka. James is going to go to the hoop, out of control. Again, it's just a personal thing, man. If a player's that out of control with his head down and throws up a piece of garbage, I don't know why you reward that with a foul. But Kagande must have reached in. It's on him, and that's 4 fouls. Both free throws are good. Kagande's going to come out, and Sargent's going to have to come back in for the last 30 seconds. 71-62. Langara has got his closest 3 after being down 18. All right, ball goes to Dom. Gives it to Abdullahi, back to Dom. He looks to drive, takes a pull-up jumper that hits the front rim. CBC should hold for 1 shot here. And Van Egdom just completely out of control, but he threw it off the glass and caught his own rebound, and that's an 11 points. Nice lead pass, good fake, but he's blocked anyway. Good pump fake by Owen Jones, but great recovery by DeDozda to get back up and block it. So overall, a pretty good quarter for the Falcons as they were down 18. They got it to within 3. And they're now down 11. So they're certainly within striking distance as they made a a bit of a run, and then CBC finished strong. It was actually 67-62 with under a minute to go, I think, or maybe a minute 3. And CBC finished the quarter on a 6-0 run, little mini run there to extend their lead back to 11. All right, when I get the stats up here, I'll give you the third quarter update. Okay, Langara ball to start the fourth. Royce with a hesitate and goes, can't finish it. Nice tip out by Abdullahi. And then a bad pass by Mabeni is picked off. And just like that, 13-point lead on the live ball turnover as Adams converts it, 75-62. Mabeni with the ball, gives it to Sargent. Sargent's going to try another three. He's just been short all night, but good follow by Moise, and he finishes with a finger roll. High post to Coleman Jr. He hands it off to Van Egdom. Van Egdom turns it over, but again, the lucky bounce went back to CBC as they get it. Another tip. Nice to see the really high active hands from Langara, causing lots of problems for CBC. 5 seconds on the shot clock here. 75-64. Ball goes to Van Egdom. They hand it back off. And yeah, good drive. Langara jumped that screen, and Adams very smartly just reversed back the same way and had to be fouled by Mabeni, or he would have had that wide open layup. All right. Adams doing a good job getting the floor mopped up there, making sure that nobody slips. And now he's going to shoot some free throws. One for two as Athaya pulls down the board, gives it to Dom. Dom brings it up the floor. No one's guarding him, and he turns it over. Tries to pass it to Abdullahi, and ball's deflected by CBC. Sargent then gets a steal of his own as he knocks the ball off of Theo Nasiku's foot, and Langara gets the ball back. All right, bit of a turnover festival going on right now. By the way, I do have the third quarter stats. Team stats, I'll give those to you first. CBC out-rebounding, no surprise, but they really pulled ahead in that quarter, out-rebounding the Falcons 40-27. They're shooting 46% from the field, Langara 36. They're shooting 27% on three, Langara 26. Langara, and then Sargent gets to the hoop again and one. Royce Sargent just doing it all. And that foul is going to be on Kyle Brown, and that's his fourth. Sargent with the N1 opportunity. As I said, Langara 35% from the floor, 26 from 3, 75% from the foul line. Foul lines are pretty even. Both teams have shot 20. Sargent completes a three-point play. 6 steals for Sargent and 7 rebounds. He leads in both of those categories for the Falcons. 10 rebounds for Spencer Dadozda as number 11 Carter travels. 5 rebounds for Ed Asseret. 12 points for Brown, 18 points for DJ Williams, 10 points for Clive Adams, 8 points for Damian Coleman Jr., 14 for Moise Athaya, and Roy Sargent with 29. Sargent thought about the 3, but he's had so much success getting to the hoop, why not do it again? And he's just getting wherever he wants every time he wants. 76-69. Langara got it back to within 7. High post is tipped by Athaya, but Spencer Dadozda with just a whole lot more hustle and gets that loose ball. That was a loose ball Langara could have got, but Spencer got to it first. Sargent goes off his body out of bounds. Coach Cass telling Royce to not miss the corner there as Moise was open in the corner. Who's guarding Van Egdom? Nobody, I guess, as he lobs it. And Langara absolutely fell asleep there. Nobody was guarding Van Egdom. And then all that hard work, and now they're down 11 again, 80-69. Kagandi gets to the rack, and he finishes with the left hand. You could see Coleman Jr. thought he was going to get there, but didn't quite make it. All right, 80-71. Bobby Benny guarding Van Egdom. Ball goes high post to Coleman Jr. He pivots. He gives it to Carter. Carter back to, and there's a tip, but they don't get it. And long, deep 3, no good. Kagandi with the rebound. Moise thought about the 3, but he's going to try to get to the rack. That was a tremendous block shot by Coleman Jr. Van Egdom in transition, can't catch the hot pass from Williams. Well, like I said, this game is exciting. It's up and down, but this fourth quarter, it's not one that you would brag about. I would venture that each team has at least 5 turnovers by now. All right, Coach Cass took a timeout there. Try to get his team ready for this last push. They have the ball on offense, so I'm sure coming out of this timeout, they're going to have a set that they're going to want to run. Coach Fields just going to implore his squad to keep hanging tough, keep rebounding, and just take a little bit better care of the basketball. They still have a 9-point lead, which, you know, in 6:41, that's a lot to overcome, especially as poorly as Langara is shooting the 3 ball. Okay, for Langara, we got Kagande, Sargent, Owen Jones, Rohan Saul, and Moise Athaya. For the Bearcats, we have Clive Adams, Clive Adams and Ed Asseret, and Levi Van Egdom, Spencer Dadozda, and DJ Williams. All right, Sargent with the ball, screen from Athaya. He's going to get by his man, and he's going to finish. No, he missed it. Oh, he had a nice shot there to lay up, but it rimmed out. Kagani's got to be careful. He has 4 fouls. There's the steal, almost by Owen as he little run and jump there from Langara. Owen Jones shot the gap and almost got it. 17 on the shot clock. Williams will inbound it. High post. This is where DeDozda likes to operate out of that high post. He's going to go right if he goes, and he goes right. Good, well defended, but again, no second effort. However, Jones gets it on the third effort. Kagande relays it to Sargent. Sargent looking to attack Assarit. He does, has a little pull-up. He's definitely fouled. It was a bit of a late call, but that was definitely a foul, as no one on the Bearcats is enjoying guarding Roy Sargent tonight, because he is flummoxing all of them. Ooh, flummoxing. That's a good word. Yeah, that's a good word. All right. Sargent, the Richmond product from one of my old schools, the McNair Marlins, makes the first. Sargent, of course, is in his 5th year. He is a 3-time league All-Star. And he makes them both. All right, down the floor comes Williams. Gives it to Adams. Looking for DeDozda. He likes it there. Oh, Saul just made, that's going to be a blocking foul. Yeah, Saul made a mistake that you can't go for the steal and give DeDozda the right lane, because he's going to go there every time. You got to sit on his right hand. And Owen tried to get the charge. I think that's probably the 3rd blocking foul on Mr. Jones. He just not getting there quite in time to be able to take that charge. All right, DeDozda, who's shooting about 50% from the foul line. He is short, but he gets the roll. All right, second shot. Makes them both. 82-73, 5 minutes, 49 seconds. All right, ball's reversed to Sargent. Saul comes, sets the screen. Sargent crosses over and finishes a tough right-hand layup on the left side. 82-75. Williams, Euro steps, corner 3, no good. Jones rebounds. Here comes Sargent. Sargent directing traffic. Moise is going to come set the screen. He comes off that screen. He's looking to back his man down. Even at a generous 5'10", Moise backing his man down, shoots a turnaround jumper. Sorry, not Moise, Royce. Royce has got to have close to 40 points at this point. Assarit, there it is. The famous Langara step out of bounds, as Assarit shot fakes and steps out of bounds on that far sideline. 82-77. As we got another little mop up on the floor here. All right, Langara can get it back to a 1-possession game. I think they did that after about 5 minutes of the third. Something will involve Roy Sargent on this play. What do you think, folks? All right, there's another semi. Royce is going to shoot a 3. Not a good decision, Royce. All right, D time for Langara. DeDozda loves that high post. He's doubled. Great double team. Great double team. Owen Jones gives it up to Abdullah. He fakes. Good job getting Coleman Jr. up in the air. And Brandon Fields is going to take his second timeout, as Langara has brought it all the way back to a 3-point game. My name is Paul Ebert. I am your voice of the Falcons here. Former head coach of the men's team here for 10 years. Love my time here at Langara, but those of you who know me know I've been coaching for a lot longer than that. I also coached 10 years at Capilano College, and been coaching high school, for 40 years now. Yeah, I'm old. This year I'm head coach of the mighty West Vancouver Highlanders, Quad A team based out of West Vancouver, obviously. And we got a pretty good squad. High school basketball will be starting shortly. End of November is the first action when the high schools will be getting underway. It's an exciting time of year, of course. Youth sport started last night with their league games. I saw that UBC beat Lethbridge. I saw that UNBC beat Fraser Valley last night. I think Thompson Rivers lost a close one to Trinity Western. And the other BC team, UBC Okanagan, they lost. And UVic, who I think is ranked like 1 or 2 in the country, I think. I haven't checked the rankings, my bad, but UVic had a huge win last night to open up their U-Sport season. Great time of year. You got PACWEST in full bloom. You got U-Sport and high school starting in about 3 weeks. Okay, Dedozda, high post. He turns it over. Not what Coach Fields was wanting. Kagande, he's going to try to get to the hoop. And he forced it a bit. Thought he got contact, but no call. All right, see if Langara can do it again. High post again. Got to keep him to his left. You can't let him go right. Van Egdom has not hit one since yesterday's first quarter, and a timely 3 from Levi Van Egdom, that Chilliwack, BC product, coming through clutch. All right, Abdullahi hands off to Kagande. Kagande hands off to Sargent. Collision there at the top. Sargent going to try another 3, front rims it again. Got to get his legs into that shot. All right, 3 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Sargent guarding Adams. Adams tries to get to the hoop right-handed, and Sargent reaches in. Okay, a big 3 of that last play by Van Egdom, extending it to 2 possessions. And now Adams can get it back up to 8. That's twice the Langara Falcons have brought it back to a 1-possession game, a 3-point game, but they have not been able to score on their next possession to make it a 1-pointer tie. First free throw is good. Second free throw also good. I think Langara needs to try to find Moise on this possession. He's been kind of quiet, and he has a good matchup on the perimeter. Sargent, nice pass. Sargent goes up for the jumper, but a cutting Abdullahi down the middle of the lane. Sargent finds him, and Abdullahi finishes. One thing, when one player is dominating the ball so much, you've got to move when he moves. They try to double the high post, and Kagandi picks up a 5th foul. He'll be out of the game now as he tried to go for that steal and contacted Dedozda. That's 5 fouls. In comes Dominic Bakutika. 87-81, 2 minutes and 56 seconds left. 14 seconds on the shot clock here for CBC. Adams gets it inbounded, being guarded by Sargent. Oh, Sargent gets the steal. Yes, he does. Great job by Sargent. And he gets to the hoop, and he smartly goes across the other side of the hoop. So Dedozda can't block him. 87-83. Oh, he almost got another one. And out of bounds first was Adams. Adams over-dribbling a little bit right now. They're swarming him, and he's over-dribbling a bit. He needs to get rid of that ball. Looks like Coach Fields is going to give him a bit of a rest right now as Cam Carter subs back into the game. Hey, there's been a lot of opportunities in this fourth quarter where we've had to get the floor wiped up, and that's an indication of how hard these teams are working. They're getting after it. They're sweating. They're hitting the floor for loose balls. 87-83, 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go in this pretty exciting game here at Langara College. All right, Roy Sargent gives it back to Dom. Bakotika, he's going to bring it up against Van Egdom. Sargent gets it back. He's going to go to the hoop. He's going to cross over and just putting a clinic on. Too quick for Coleman Jr. to block him. This is the closest the Falcons have been since the second quarter, 87-85. And we have 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Ball is reversed to Van Egdom, being guarded by Sargent. He goes right. Sargent strips him, but he finishes it anyway. Tough finish there. Got to make Van Egdom go left. Can't let him go right. All right, 89-85. All right. Carter all over Sargent. Look for Moise in the corner. Oh, Sargent turns it over. Should have done a bounce pass there. And Mabeni with a good foul. That's a good, smart foul by Mabeni. Sorry, not by Mabeni, by Abdullahi. Smart foul, because that would have been a layup. An untimely turnover there. Sargent had the right idea. Moise has been waiting in that corner, but should have delivered a bounce pass there. Instead, the ball was tipped, and now it's going to be 2 free throws the other way. Still lots of time left here. 89-85, a minute 38 to go. All right, Langara coach is having a bit of a huddle. Trying to get a peek down into Cass's board there. Can't quite make it out from here, but I can kind of see it. I'm sure what he's doing is he's setting up something at the other end of the floor for after these free throws. But one thing for sure, you got to make sure you get your rebounders in place, and you got to make sure you got somebody boxing out the shooter. Because if they miss, you do not want to give them a second opportunity. Also for the Falcons right now, they have committed 5 fouls, so all fouls are going to be shooting. If it comes down to it and they do have to foul somebody, I think that they might want to consider fouling DeDozda from the foul line. Yesterday he was 6 for 12 from the line. Today so far, he hasn't really gone to the line much today. Let me just pull this up. I think he might be 2 for 2. I'm not sure. I think he made them today. Anyway, that might be who they need to foul. Okay. Damian Coleman Jr., the Baltimore, Maryland product, up for 2. First one is a swish, nothing but net. .90-85, 1 minute and 38 seconds to go. Second one, long, in and out. And what do we have here? A violation on who? That's a violation. That's the 3rd violation today. I think that was Van Egdem again coming in from the top. Regardless, Langara had the rebound, but they get it on the violation. Carter looking to try to pick Royce's pocket. He fouls him, but they don't call it. He still fouls him. There's an open 3, but Dom drives, gives it to Abdullahi, who goes hard to the hoop, and he picks up the foul call. All right, that's good for the Falcons because the clock stopped. They got a chance to score with the clock stopping. That foul is on Cam Carter. And that's his 3rd. That's 3 team fouls for the Bearcats, so they have 1 more to give before they put Langara in the penalty. Abdullahi misses back rim. So that will keep this a 2-possession game. Swishes the second one, 90-86, 1:25 to go. Little full court pressure. Is that a little trap? There's a trap. Ball's reversed. Thrown over the top. Oh, Athaya almost had it. A blown layup there. I thought that was going to be an easy layup for Carter. He missed it. Royce goes to the hoop. A tremendous block by Coleman Jr., and then as the ball was going out of bounds, Coleman Jr. tipped it again, knocked it off Royce. That was a very good play. Tremendous athleticism there by Coleman. All right, ball is forwarded up the floor to Seth McKenzie. High post. You can't let him go right. You just can't let him go right. Too easy for DeDozda. And I think that's going to be Abdullahi's 5th foul as well. Or is that only 4? Let's see. They're trying to figure this out. It is 5. Big turn of events there. Sargent looked like he might have got a layup. Tremendous block from Carter. And a tremendous play to keep the ball on their side from going out of bounds by Carter. And now DeDozda with a 3-point play. This is a backbreaker for the Falcons as he can put it up to 7. So it's now it went from a 1-possession game to a 3-possession game, just like that. All right, Dom's going to try to go to the hoop. He over dribbles. He turns it over, but he gets it back. Sargent gets it. Athaya's open. Boy, he hasn't seen much of the ball this half. The ball bounces to Rohan Saul. Lucky break there for the Falcons as they were a bit disheveled, but the ball fell right in Rohan Saul's hand, and he scores. 93-86, 44 seconds to go. So Langara doesn't need to foul yet, and the guy they'd want to foul, Dodozda, is actually, I believe, 3 for 3 from the line today. So they don't need to foul yet, but they have to try to see if they can create a turnover. But at minimum, they must hold CBC to 1 shot. If CBC scores here, I think that might do it. All right, let's see what happens. 44 seconds on the clock. Full court pressure from the Falcons. They're gonna trap this pass. They are, and the ball's hit out of bounds, but it goes back to CBC. Just 1 second off the shot clock there, so they have 7 seconds to get it over center. I like this trap. I like the fact that they're trying to trap. They're gonna go over top. Smart play. That they couldn't trap. And then I'm not sure about that decision. Oh, and then Saul throws it away. Wow, what a disappointment that was. I don't think CBC made a very good decision to try to score there. I really don't, but unfortunately Langara, with a chance to make it a 1-possession game, turned the ball over again as Dom gets to the hoop and he's fouled. Interesting there. After they threw it over the top, you need to kill some time there. They tried for the alley-oop and missed it. Saul came down with the board and unfortunately threw it away. All right, Dom with 2 free throws. Really needs to hit them both here. He made the first. Now it's going to be a foul game. You try to get a steal, maybe in the first few seconds. If you don't get that steal, then you got a foul. Okay, 95-90. Now you got to come up full. They got to trap that corner. Oh, Van Egden's the guy you want to trap. The ball goes out of bounds. And it goes back to the Bearcats. It looks like Coach Fields is going to take a timeout. So it'll be interesting here because it's not a basket. So if they take the ball full court, who's ever inbounding at cannot run the baseline. They have to be stationary. With the tight baseline here, Coach Fields might consider advancing the ball to the front court. Now, the difficulty in that is now the shot clock goes to 14. Now, it's a 2-possession game, but that means CBC has to shoot, and that would give Langara a chance to score quickly and make it a 1-possession game. So I think if I had to make this decision myself right now, I actually think I would probably advance it to the front court, because if you're stuck on that baseline without being able to run the baseline, it's going to be tough. Langara's probably going to foul right away anyway. That was Coach Fields' last time out, and Coach Cassidy has 1 left. Okay, where are they going to take it? Referee Dindo trying to find out where do they want it, and they're going to take it. Okay. All right, so this inbound will be very important. And he cannot run the baseline because the ball was deflected back out of bounds. So the ball needs to be on the left side over here, and he can't run the baseline. Owen Jones will pressure the ball. I'd like to see Moise and Rohan Saul up a little bit further. Looks like they're going to try to trap this first pass. Okay, they're going to go trap that now. They are. They got a good trap. Almost a steal, but they reached in. So they did their job. They tried for the steal. They reached in. And now it's going to be a free throw shooting game as Carter is going to go to the free throw line. Let's just see if I can find this here today. Carter is 1 for 1 from the line today as Owen Jones fouls out. And yesterday, Carter was 0 for 0. So he hasn't been the line much. He is 1 for 1 today. If he makes them both, it makes it a 3-possession game. If he makes them 1, Langara can make it a 1-possession game with the 3. He swishes it easily. Very confident looking stroke there from the Baltimore, Maryland product. And he misses it. All right, it's a 2-possession game. Moise needs to look to attack here and get into a 3. Get him to a three. There it is. It's up, and it is good. It is good. It's a one-possession game. There's 13 and a half seconds left. See if they can get a turnover. They're going to throw it deep. They got a foul. They got a foul. They got a foul. And they finally get the foul. 8.7 seconds to go. As Carter goes down hard. Moise with a clutch three there. Well, again, Carter needs to make one. If he makes one, it's a two-possession game. In and out and back in. Woo-hoo. All right, two-possession game. Now, Coach Cass does have a timeout, so if he makes this, he'll definitely take the timeout and advance the ball. If he misses it, Langara just has to get the quickest score possible. Okay, there's the timeout. Okay, so 98-93. Now, Langara's going to get the ball in the front court, and so I really think they need to go for a three here because they're going to have to foul. So they need to probably run some sort of double screen or maybe a flare screen. Sometimes you can put your best three-point shooter inbounding the ball, and then they step back in off a back screen for a three. But they're going to need to get a three up within the first 2 seconds. They got to get up a three. If they hit it, then they got to find their men quickly to foul. One of the things, neither team has any timeouts left, but one of the things about FIBA rules is you can only get timeouts on makes. So, for example, if you're up one and you got a guy shooting a free throw and there's like a second and a half to go, and the other team has a timeout, well, you would actually intentionally miss that free throw because you don't want them to be able to advance the ball. There's no timeouts left now, but that's just a bit of a difference in FIBA rules. You can't get a rebound on a free throw and call a timeout. Okay, so let's see. We're going to have, looks like Mabeni's going to be inbounding. We got Saul, Bakutuka, Sargent, and Moise. All right, here we go. Cross screen there. Moise is going to go corner. He's going to shoot that corner three. It's up. It's off the top. No good. Saul puts it back. It's no good. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it. The CBC Bearcats earned the weekend split with the Falcons. They earned the split with a 98-93 victory today. Very, very hard-fought victory for the Bearcats. Langara will now go to 2-2 on the season, splitting both weekends, and CBC will go to 2-4. Very balanced league this year, and it's great to see. You know, the CBC women have 4 wins, the CBC men have 2 wins. CBC has not been competitive for a long time in this league. They started to on the men's side a little bit. The women, I think it was 2018 the women made the playoffs, but haven't probably won a game since then. So it's great to see these rivalries developing. And these teams will get at it 2 more times again when they head out to CBC after Christmas. All right, I'm not sure if I'm going to have an interview after this game or not. I will try to give you the stats, so if you hang tight for another minute or two, I will see if we get the stats up here for you. So just hang tight, and I'll give you the final. Okay, Coach Cassidy is on his way up for an interview. I'll quickly give you a rundown of the stats here. Your final score, 98-93 for the Bearcats. Bearcats shot 48% from the floor, 28% from three, and 70% from the field. Falcons, 41% from the floor, 25% on three, and 78% on their free throws. Once again, rebounding numbers heavily in CBC's favor, 47-36. And as we saw yesterday, a lot of turnovers by the Bearcats, 24-17. 33 free throw attempts for the Bearcats, 27 for the Falcons. Neither team shooting very well from three. 7 for 25 for CBC, 6 for 24 for Langara. Your leading scorers for CBC, 15 points each for Clive Adams, Damian Coleman Jr., 12 points each for Spencer Dadozda and Kyle Brown, 8 for Cam Carter, 7 for Levi Van Egdom, and DJ Williams, who was hot in the first half, had 18. Leading rebounder, of course, was Spencer Dadozda with 12. Leading assist man with 3 was Levi Van Egdom, and 5 blocks for Damian Coleman Jr. For the Falcons, it was definitely the Roy Sargent show as he went for 44 points. He also had 7 rebounds and 7 steals. Pretty impressive line for the Richmond, BC product. He also went 12 for 12 from the foul line. 19 points for Moise Athaya, kind of quiet tonight. He was 7 for 16 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3. He had 8 rebounds. And closing out the scoring for the Falcons was Owen Jones with 8. Leading rebounder was Moise with 8. Leading assist was Josh Kagonde with 4. Okay, there you have it. I'm now with head coach Cassidy Kannemeyer for his thoughts on the game today. So, Coach, obviously, like yesterday, you got down.
Yeah.
Yesterday you got down 10. Today you got down 18.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough to come back from.
Really flat second quarter. It kind of started, I think we didn't score till like the 6-minute mark of the second quarter, and I think we only scored 11 for the second quarter.
Yeah, you guys actually had 2 points after 7 minutes.
Yeah, and so we were lucky to get 11 is what you're saying, and I agree with you. Like, we were so terrible in the second quarter, and I think a little bit had to do with we ran out of gas, we got in some foul trouble, and we kind of like imploded and got down on ourselves. Excellent second half. I mean,
yeah,
made the game competitive. I mean, just a couple of weird bounces down the stretch that didn't go our way. We missed some really good opportunities to get shots up, and then we turned it over off of getting our own live ball turnover.
Right.
Like a turnover scenario. So, and that's early. It's early in the season, right? We're not executing at a high level right now. Royce finally broke out, which I think you called. I think I heard you pregame talking about that. And he had a tremendous game, tremendous individual game, but I also felt like the rest of our guys really battled the second half. And I was really happy with the effort. And like I said, I think it's just a couple of bounces down the stretch didn't go our way.
Yeah, twice you got it to within 1 possession in the third, and then they got it back up to 11 again, and then you came roaring back again.
Yeah.
It takes so much energy, of course, to do that, and then sometimes that's why some of those mistakes are made, because there's probably a lot of exhaustion at that point, you think?
Yeah, and we've all seen it as coaches 100 times. Like, when you're coming back, you got to hit critical threes. And like you alluded to it with the stats. No one really hit critical threes today.
No,
right? Like
no,
yesterday,
you guys kind of struggled from three all season, really, don't you think? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, right now we're a work in progress from downtown, and we're taking, I would say, low attempts. I mean, CBC went out to Okanagan College and almost had 50 attempts a game. Right, the previous weekend. So I'm really happy that we limited them in that regard. But in the same breath, our interior is really struggling, especially our help side and gap control and all those things.
So you guys are 2-2 on the season.
Yeah.
What's up for you next weekend?
Next weekend we have Douglas College, a team that is really good on Fridays. Right, I've already started my scout on them. They're a big team. They're going to try to bully us. They're going to try to chuck and chase at the glass. They run some really good high post action that we're going to have troubles guarding for sure. And we got to understand that this weekend is now in the rearview mirror, and then focus on Douglas and focus on what we have to do to try to get 2 wins next weekend here at home.
All right. Well, unfortunately I'm not going to. I'm out of town next weekend, so I won't be calling the game. But best of luck as you face
Paul.
the Royals next weekend.
Yeah, it was a pleasure having your call in the game as I was cutting film this morning in my jams.
I enjoyed it myself. All right, buddy. Thanks, Cass.
Thanks,
All right, that's Coach Kannemeyer, Langara Falcons head coach, with his thoughts after a 98-93 loss to the CBC Bearcats. All right, everybody out there in Langara YouTube town, thank you for listening. This is head coach Paul Eberhardt. I will not be back next weekend as I'm out of town, but I'll be back shortly after that to continue my call of the Langara Falcons games.